How's that unity going in the United States? Since Biden was declared the winner by the media organisations, he was out there saying, well, it's all unity, it's all sunshine from here.
The refusal of Democrats and Republicans to cooperate with one another. We can decide to cooperate. They want us to cooperate. Stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies. They are Americans. They are Americans.
So let's see how that unity is going. This is from one of the people at the Biden Booster Network, Jake Tapper, who says, quote, I truly sympathise with those dealing with losing. It's not easy. But at a certain point, one has to think about not only what's best for the nation, peaceful transfer of power, but how any future employers might see your character defined during adversity. So what, if you think there's a problem with the election, there's a problem with you, you shouldn't have a job? This is unity. That's one of the people who, of course, did nothing but Russia, and didn't buy the 2016 election as being legitimate. Ridiculous. Another prominent one on the barking platform that is Twitter. I hear everyone talking about being gracious winners or whatever. I'm going to flip. These people are criminals who put babies in cages built by Obama. Killed over 230,000 Americans. No, COVID did, and it came from China. F them forever. Oh, and that's just the start of the new unity that Biden's brought to America.
This is actually, Chris, the biggest threat to our democracy since the Civil War.
I was so angry and so enraged and confounded that he would actually behave the way he did and that people bought it.
This terrible, terrible man.
When you know who was elected 4 years ago? You know, Hillary Clinton didn't say, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't feel right, stop the count. She didn't say, this isn't right, I'm not going for it. She didn't say any of that. So all of you, suck it up. How dare you question it?
Let's not forget where blame lies for Donald Trump. It's white people.
It would be traitorous, actually, to the process that our country has in place.
It confounds me how he ever got to be elected. But
because this is ridiculous. You're not sure that he won. Suck it up like we sucked it up.
And blame Russia for 4 years. When Hillary Clinton said going into this one, don't concede no matter what. As for where this goes next, Donald Trump has every right to contest every single part of this election until it is certified at the state level, and then the Electoral College is together, and then the president is sworn in January. Remember, Al Gore took 37 days through the courts before eventually he had no option in Florida. Mitch McConnell, who, depending on how things go in Georgia, should be able to be the handbrake on the idiocy that is the crazy that comes with Biden, well, he called it out today, and I couldn't agree more.
Let's not have any lectures. No lectures about how the president should immediately, cheerfully accept preliminary election results from the same characters who just spent 4 years refusing to accept the validity of the last election, and who insinuated that this one would be illegitimate too, if they lost again. Only if they lost.
Now, amazingly, at a time when the allegations are that something was weird about certain parts of this election, will it be enough to flip the result? I just don't know. And I know that that annoys some of you because you don't think I'm pure enough in my Trumpyism. Believe me, I'm all in on the great man. But this is what was said by an election official in Georgia today. Can you imagine if someone from the AEC said this after a close federal election?
We're going to find that people did illegally vote. That's going to happen. There are going to be double voters. There are going to be people who did not have the qualifications of a registered voter to vote in this state. That will be found. Is it 10,353? Unlikely.
Beg your pardon, sir? Literally unbelievable, right? So that's why there are lawsuits that are starting to pile up around the United States right now. And there are lots of them. And lots of them go back to very specific allegations from people who have signed stat decks, or affidavits, as they call them in America, right? Now remember, you lie on this stuff, you can go to jail. The things being signed by people saying, I saw this happen, was in Arizona. They saw that Trump ballots were being thrown out. In Michigan, they saw that poll workers were telling people how to vote. Now, you can't even do a how to vote thing out the front of a polling booth in the United States, let alone tell them what to do inside it. In Michigan, backdating votes so they would qualify for the count that ended up being Biden just. In Nevada, Ballots were being tampered with, allegedly, in a marked Biden-Harris van. Hundreds of dead people apparently voted in Nevada. People have signed stat decks that they saw this, they can testify to it, and they will go to a court to make their point. And in Pennsylvania, Democrats were allowed to observe the process. Republicans had to sit up the back of the bus. And by observing the process, that means being able to literally say, hang on, there's something wrong with that ballot. A little hard to do when you're all the way up the back. That's the whole thing that's being played out now. Perhaps the most interesting little glitch of the system thus far is that there is some software that has been used in 30 different states. This is software that had 6,000 votes go from Trump, glitch, Biden. Identify the glitch, ding, back to Trump. Well, guess what happened today? They found another glitch. In fact, this glitch here moved 2,500 votes back in Michigan in favour of the president. Put all of this together. New poll came out today. 7 out of 10 Republicans believe and do not trust the electoral system. This means that you are going to have tens of millions of people, rightly or wrongly, that will do exactly what the other mob did 4 years ago. We couldn't have possibly lost. It had to be stolen. Stolen by the Russians or stolen by a computer glitch. But we are where we are. Of course, you will not see any of that on Facebook, Twitter, or even YouTube. If you do, pass it around, because it'll be banned very soon.